Charles. I see how Harold likes to raise his hand and bestow blessings upon all his followers and the world at large. Some people speak of how Duane doesn't raise his hands in this way, in the ancient style of the masters and gurus, and deliver such blessings. What do you say about Ekankar and its blessings from Harold? Duane responds, we don't need to refer to Harold and Ekankar any more. I did that for a while to try and rustle up the dust to see if they'd pay attention. Also, you notice the reptilian popes and everybody else doing the same thing, all raising their hands and distributing blessings. A NuFriend had an experience back in the 90s where Harold was unveiled as reptilian. This blessing idea is from the babysitters, and that's all it is. Blessing what? What is a blessing anyhow? This was all contrived by the reptilians that invented sacrificial religion. This is where it all comes from. Paul played with it for a while, the God idea, etc. Again, he was babying people along. Well, today it's all taplining, and it's all evil, and that's all it equals. It doesn't equal anything else, but people are still in their minds, emotionally set, thinking that it equals something, but it doesn't, because life is an isness. It's better. People are looking for real freedom, but at the same time, they want to load themselves up with artificial ideas that restrict them. You don't need anything. Like the sun shining, it's an isness to be recognized. There's your freedom, not in looking, wanting, or chasing blessings, money, or anything else in this world. Yes, we just do what we do, but the whole thing is a sham. It's an illusion. It's nonsense. And if anything, when you accept the blessings of the so-called masters, the self-loved master, you're getting taplined. Is that what you want? Have fun. It's none of my business what people want, if that's your thing, but all you're getting is taplined. The Pope does the same thing. He raises his hand to the crowd. What he is doing is sending out taplines, and people are accepting it, thinking how wonderful it is that he raised his hand and gave everyone blessings. He's giving you taplines. He's getting agreement. So much for that. And we don't even need to refer to Ekankar anymore, because they have nothing. They're all just a karmic burden for people. If that's what they want, they can have it, but our focus is the isness life is, without restrictions and no authorities.
Yes, Kevin, we're just a lot more fun when you see it. And so, yes, it's so cool as I've went through the experience of all this, and I had to be there all those years. And of course, I had to go through it and see what was taking place. You really, the big learning curve here in creation is, what not to do, what is not real, etc. But at the same time, all of creation is essential, and it can be productive and genuine for each person once they have the right viewpoint. In other words, just not surface world view. Yes, you can grow the best food, you can be the healthiest person, nicest person, whatever, that's fine. But if you're just one dimensional, that's as far as it goes. You need to be multidimensional and eventually recognize the real you. So there's got to be more to it. And so right now, many people are just struggling getting back to something that makes sense with just surviving and the organic idea, etc., even though everything's poisoned and polluted. Well, there can be a turnaround, but that's going to take a lot. Waiting for someone else to do it, it's not going to happen. Each person has to decide for themselves. So we have some interesting things coming up, and as people utilize their free will and make better choices, well, things can be so giving everybody an opportunity. But I like the challenge because, again, the challenge pinpoints you on the focus with your intent. When there's no challenge, then people become comfortable and set in their routines. That becomes their lifestyle, to where it just kind of like dissolves like water in the sunshine. So it's very interesting how life is, and how it really, really is. And you can never really consider it because it's always something that you cannot consider. You must learn to recognize it, and that part of that you do recognize, that's something, but there's always more. That's what's so cool about it. And it provides itself, it just becomes so according to how you see it and what you do. So again, we've all been raised to be literal. That's a challenge to get through that. Most people think that, oh, well, I know this or that. Well, realistically, you don't, but that's fine. You have the right to know whatever you do. But life is not about knowing. It's about what it is, not about what we think we are. And so, yeah, I like the challenge and being different, because it is. So this is an opportunity for everybody. It's so cool when people are able to step up and see it, because we are all free beings of light. And that's the best part of it, to really recognize each other. And this is how we assist each other also. So while we're here, I see it as very important to promote others that are willing to step up and do something. I'm constantly doing that, and getting people to, giving them ideas for themselves. It's not for me. It's to go out there and do something. And like Kevin's doing here, Kevin, you've done all this for yourself. You see how you progressed with, your awareness, etc. I've provided something. You took it. You've expanded it and exaggerated it huge. And, it's all for you. It's all for all of us. Yeah, it's so cool. Yes, thank you so much, Kevin. That's great.